Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another VOD breakdown video. Today we're going to be talking about something a little different. I feel like the narrative here is that we usually talk about VCT games, breakdown, NA, EU, APAC, things like that, the bigger tournaments like Masters and stuff. Today we're actually going to be stepping into Challengers NA. So if you don't know what this is basically the Tier 2 league. And how this works is you compete for a good amount of months, and then you earn circuit points. Those circuit points put you into a 8-team double elimination playoff bracket, and the top 2 teams go to a regional LAN to compete in a tournament called Ascension. And depending on how far they go in that LAN, they can actually ascend into the Tier 1 franchise league for the next coming year. If you don't know anything about these teams, okay, TSM actually had a team in the league last year. It was a little different. They pulled out and they weren't really fielding anybody in the offseason. Over time, with GMD's connection with this group he was playing with, this a Proto Poise 7 Sim group, he actually reestablished that TSM connection in Valorant. I don't believe that these guys get paid like some ridiculous amount of money, but they are salaried and supported. And then on the other hand, we have Oxygen, a team who had an academy. Originally they were in EU, and then they came to NA with an academy team, Oxygen Academy. Most notable players on there probably VENMO and Verdi, and they evolved when they qualified for Challengers. They used to have a player on this team called Pony, and did they have anybody else? No, that was it. So they had Pony in place of Dapper. Redux got added in as well over time when he reached the age of 16. But this has been kind of like the favorite, other than like M80 in terms of like consistency at least. They came really full force when the mid-season tournament came around. They ended up winning that tournament with ease, and then they were, I believe, first place in their group going into this. So I think they had the first or the second seed in this event. And going up against TSM today, a team who's notoriously kind of like known to choke against big teams. Up until this point, they never beat M80, they never beat Moist, and they never beat Oxygen. They were getting out wins against, the Blins, my team, Core, okay, teams that kind of like matched up with them like a little better, or even teams that were considered worse than them. They were kind of like toppling them over 2-0, 2-1, whatever it was. But when it came up to these heavy hitters, they weren't showing up. Today, a different beast, okay? They're on a lower bracket demon run, okay? We are going to get into it and see kind of like, what happened, how it went down. First map of Sunset here being Oxygen's pick. This has been their bread and butter. This is the map that they pick, okay? This is Oxygen's map that they've had all season long. They have not changed their comp. They've been playing it forever. They helped create this B post-plant meta. I don't want to say they're the ones who made it up originally, but they definitely have their own version of it that's really, really hard to deal with. So let's start on the pistol round here and see kind of like, what Oxygen can be doing better, or maybe considering more of, right? So going into a mid fight here where they're intentionally kind of like full retake B. As you can see here, Dapper has an info trip, right? So this really isn't meant to hit anybody and get a kill. This is meant to keep them in B main, okay? They want to know if they're coming out B main. It's really quiet. Mitch has the A line. He isn't pressured. Okay, so they're going to shift over off that info when they start coming out B. I really like TSM's play call here of extending, right? They've gone into a bomb site where there's no resistance and it's silent, right? So if they were to sit in the bomb site, things like the fault line, potential KO utility, raze utility, okay, the rest of the breach kit, it's what you're going to have to deal with. So you need to get in front of all that stuff or you're just going to lose the retake. So they go for a market extension, a little bit of like a team stun slash whiff comes out here. Nice counter util from Scuba, top rated controller in the league. 5v5 retake here, some util is starting to be expended. And this is just kind of like how this map played out, okay? What I will tell you now, Dapper fans, or even Dapper if you're watching, first of all, this isn't personal. I played on a Challengers team who didn't even make playoffs, so no one even has to consider my opinion or care what I say. Okay, second of all, a Masters winner was by far, and I mean it wasn't even close, the worst player in the lobby today. And I think that that's fascinating, okay? I'm not going to try to rip him and say that he's bad or something like that. Everybody has bad games, but it was astounding how bad he played today and how much he fucked up. So we're going to see it, the indecision at least, on this first post plant here, where Dapper isn't going to break the trip. He's looking for like a little bit of a lurker, some sort of like, wrapper, whatever it might be, and he's not causing enough pressure on the flank. He isn't creating chaos for his team to retake. He's kind of sitting here and either being selfish or he's in his own world. So what's going to happen now is on the retake, Poise is going to use his drill there, and Redux is accidentally going to walk into it and die. Okay, so we have our all-star duelist dying to a piece of utility, trying to clear a corner, and then our weak side player is going to peek out on the timing of that and get killed. So again, really lazy start. Dapper's in no man's land. Redux is dead to util. Okay, one of the easiest things to dodge in the game, and Scuba is kind of like breaking a little bit of a protocol here and going way too fast on the weak side. Okay, Mitch and Verno backside. One going forward, one going back. Now Dapper's breaking the trip. There's no flash, there's no fall line, there's no help for him to peek off of. Can't even secure a kill. Mitch left him basically a 1v5 here. He's going to get to, trying to charge up like his ult a little bit. But TSM are going to start this attack by winning the pistol round. So we've mentioned indecision and not being on the same page. Newsflash, this isn't the first time you've heard it on this channel. Okay, I'm going to bitch about it probably every single video that I get into here. I just think it's inexcusable. Everybody's been talking about Verno going to the Tier 1 league and stuff like that. I usually don't see him make mistakes like this often. Okay, ADSing out in the open with an entire breach kit while a smoke is coming into B main, okay? At least it's early on into the game. It's not like he's lost his team by doing this. But, again, something you don't see from this Oxygen team. Bonk R and Rustin, the system that they've created with the help of, like, Mitch IGLing and trusting him. Okay, they've had a lot of discipline, actually, together. And they've been doing, like, really good. They've been kind of, like, steamrolling everybody. But once they lost to M80 and they got sent down here, they really did look like a different team. They showed a lot. They exerted a lot of energy there. And, unfortunately, I don't think they've actually made a real comeback on that. And, now being eliminated from the league, we can kind of like confirm that ideology. So on the first blood, the knife's going to come in here from Mitch. With this big scan, turning off the Gecko ult, they're immediately just going to reposition. They know that two people are here in the Omen and the KO, and they're going to get ready to go back to A, where someone is probably keeping the A line. They don't actually know who it is, they just know someone's there, and that B is probably stacked or reinforced. So this is a good call from TSM. They're going to silently regroup over there. A Proto is still inserted in mid. The Thrash is going to come out to clear the elbow line here. Redux is going to satchel away, and they've gained a lot of space. Okay, they know that site is clear now. Watch A Proto here in mid. He's getting a count. He understands where they all are. He doesn't really want to call them back since they do have sight for free. Scuba's going to throw a blind and get ready to run in here. Really like this play. He's being disruptive. This is what makes this team good, is they have individuals who can do this in the moment, right? Now we want to focus on an objective. Who can lead this? Can it be Mitch? Can it be Verno while he's dead, trying to micro people or help them? Let's pick one side to fight and do it together. Hey, what are we going to see here? Again, more indecision. Okay, Dapper coming out into the open. Scuba TPing to a box. Mitch is checking the flank and fighting the flank. This is unexcusable. When a Proto breaks the trip, he needs to be ignored. You need to leverage that he is out of position, okay, and that he's let everyone pass, and his intent is to screw you over with a play like this, right? He needs to run out short and make a play with Scuba here, right? Right-click your flash where default is, so him and Scuba can double peek onto that default position. Why even entertain a Protoss lurk here? So not only is he going to lose the gunfight, but Scuba has no help, dies. Rex is actually to get two here. Dapper can't win as one. Okay, and again, no offense, but I mean, that's going to be a running trend. That Dapper literally cannot get a kill. I don't know what happened today, but I mean, we're going to see it many, many more times. TSM now going for an A-line re-clear, kind of a little bit of walk up here. The main thing I want you to pay attention to here is the loadout, okay? Redux is on a stinger, okay? Redux is on a stinger. Top 5 player in the league, top 3, top 2 duelist in the league has a stinger. I mean, does anyone even want to win? Guys, we're not in the regular season anymore. Everybody can stop playing for stats, okay? I know that there's a chance that you might not make the tournament and you want to get picked up by a tier 1 team, but damn, your priority should be making the tournament, So maybe the prodigy who's going to be able to play this game until he's 55 years old and retire, maybe he should have a Vandal. Maybe someone can pick up a shotgun, maybe could someone pick up a Guardian Outlaw, maybe a support player who doesn't even hold a gun out and throws flashes can maybe pick up a stinger. Nah, he's got a rocket, he's fine. So rocket's going to be burned, he isn't going to be able to follow this up. Okay, he's going to shoot it with 1% left, break that trip, and he's going to back up and keep this line. Okay, he's going to take his time. He gets cleared, he's going to throw the nade to stop the push, and he's going to back up. They do have a trip to play off here, right? Now we kind of need to make a decision. I think it's very obvious now, seeing the breach, that, you can expect like a little bit of a hit here with 30 seconds left. Oxygen understand this, they're going to be able to go, okay? The mistake here is the fighting, right? What's going on? Redux is running away because he has an SMG and can't actually properly fight. Verno's playing in front of a trip with full utility. What is so hard to understand about this? I don't understand. Whiff 1v1. Whiff 1v1. 5v3 in an advantage situation, even though they invested the ult in an advantage situation. And Oxygen just going to have to save. Unacceptable. We already talked about it once. We're going to talk about it again. What's this? Okay. Okay, yes, I understand that they're intentionally trying to buy next round. You know, that's why you see the light armors, you know, with good money available. Okay, but we have 2 light armors available. Okay, one of them's on us like a support player who's probably not even going to get contact until the site's been blown to smithereens, right? Why does Redux not have a gun? What is so hard to understand about this? I know other people can use this. I know Verno and Mitch can use this if they wanted to on support. Okay, I don't think it's bad for Dapper to use it. I don't think it's great. Okay, Scuba can use it. You know what I mean? He can like be in mid, or he can be on top of a box somewhere holding passive B. Whatever. I am just sick of us not enabling this kid, man. It's just stupid. Okay, so Scuba gets a great first blood here. Here are the people with the Vandals. Okay, here watch him play.
Scuba challenges it.
Just a huge stink bomb in mid. No offense to a Proto, but really holding a double swing with Dapper and Verno, and you don't even get traded. You're put down to 30 HP. You don't even die. Like, it's just unacceptable. Now watch what Redux gets to do this round. He gets to throw his nade with his Outlaw, get shoved into a corner, literally shoved into a locker like he's being bullied in high school, and he's just gonna sit there and he's gonna do nothing this round. Come on, dude. So with the operator online here, they're actually going to go get ready to set up the A line. Okay, this is a pretty uncommon spot for people to op, believe it or not. I think initially when this map came out, people were doing it, but this is a map where having like a triple rifle setup is like really good. You know, holding a stun or a paranoia on this lane, having a person on the left and right that can peek off of flashes and punish people, really great. I like the opping at B. I even like the passive opping at B. I like the opping in market holding for the tiles lurk, aka a Proto, who's been doing that round after round. I even like opping top mid, waiting for the first smoke to fade, and then maybe peeking out with some sort of utility. All great options. A line, not so much. A lot of utilities used here. Okay, people are very happy investing to take this space. Redux is going to get caught off on it. I don't know if this is a game plan. Maybe this is even him calling it. Okay, but he's going to get ready to go here. Off the Roomba, a stun and a KO flash come through. Sim isn't affected by either. He gets a doubled up entry. Verno trying to brawl here in the 5v3. Nothing you can really do. 7 with a nice flash, throwing it really nice and high. Verno gets a kill on a Proto. Only half blinded by that Dizzy there. Sim staying forward, defending that bomb getting planted. He's got 3 on the round. Verno's still here. He's going to get a nice trade. Sim's going to be on to get a 4th here in a couple seconds on Verno's reposition. You know, kind of like waiting for Scuba here. Scuba can't really path left on his flank. He needs to go right because they threw that smoke. But the round is already over, and it's just time for him to save. So check out the trap here, which a lot of people will do on a map like this, but Sim just one-bullying Mitch is just crazy to hit. Redux wins the fight on GMD, and then he gets a trade on Sim after 3, and then he's going to hit a couple insane shots here. He's going to grab the orb and get ready to move with Dapper, and here we go with Dapper again. I mean, just somehow he just isn't being able to close a situation like this. I don't think this is the easiest one that I've seen for him, but it's just something where, you know, it's kind of like his specialty, right? I don't know if he hit him twice or Redux hit him once and he only hit him once, but Dapper's got to do a better job playing that situation and trying to close that round out in the man advantage, you know, clutch there. So another pretty interesting play call here. We've seen this with Koala Noob all of last season. We've seen this with Oxy on C9. Some people are investing now a Guardian, okay, with a Duelist going light armor, right? But we see Redux buying an Outlaw. Obviously, I know that he, you know, there's some sort of like plan here. You know, this isn't random necessarily, but I think the recycling of the Guardian is just like so overpowered, you know. You have one player on like the light armor. I don't know if TSM is a team who's been doing like the 5 light armors a lot to like build up their eco. I don't think so. I also don't think that's a realistic idea to do when you're up 9-4. You know, you want to close out a round like this. You know, you want to treat it with a full investment. Make sure you get to 10-4. Okay, worst case scenario, you lose the bonus, but you have the eco advantage for the rest of the game. Okay, when you have the eco advantage and you need to win 3 rounds, that's really good compared to, you know, 5 rounds, right? I don't know. Sorry, you know, that would be 8 rounds to close out that game, 5 and 8 to 13. So, you know, we're going to watch it here where he's immediately going to kind of go for like a tiles peek here, or a top mid into a tiles peek to see. So this is like pretty much useless. He's going to see nothing. He's going to walk back to the A line where they're playing, waiting for the smoke to drop. Sees one and backs up. GMB now knows to limit risk. You know, that's super weird. They're supposed to be saving, but this guy has an outlaw. So he's going to take away one of his angles, force him into short here. He's going to get hit 140, but no one can like make a play like on this. You know, no one's like picking up the outlaw and like, you know, going crazy with it now. We actually even missed the trade on the guy who gets 140. We can't even get through the one-way over there. Mitch is going to get caught out. Okay, now this is just going to become easy. Seven's going to do some mid-round aggression, get a 2K. Scuba's going to do some nice damage here with his deagle. You know, he's even planning to use the outlaw. He's just deagling. What's the point? So the hilarious part about this game, similar to when they played M80, is Oxygen should have just won. They're making a great comeback here. If you haven't actually seen Oxygen play before, they're a very attack-heavy sided team, especially when they're going up against heavy hitters, you know, or strong opponents. They really have like takeover potential, like on this side specifically. So watch like the context of this round where a Proto is going to be baiting, like he's just breaking the camera and running away, while Sim is going to get closer to Judge. So they kind of understand this is possible. They want to invest the blind to peek with it. A nice first blood here. Okay, also a fault line being used on like the help. Aproto's going to pop his cage, which is naturally going to kind of like slow them down. And once Mitch gets this scan and hears the trip go down, the green light is flashing. Go, go, go. I mean, please proceed forward. Throw a fucking flash, maybe throw two of them. Okay, Redux, satchel forward. Scuba, TP in. We're dropping smokes. We want to go here. I don't understand what this pause call is. Could be some sort of like tendency or like game plan abuse, but I still don't really think that's valid. They're sitting here just waiting for like TSM to like come at them or whatever it is. They're trying to make it seem like they've left. You know, they're eventually going to get smoked off here. And 7 is going to reposition and get close. And that's going to be the thing that actually loses them the round because they have no crossfire breaker. GMD is just sitting on the line the entire time. I don't actually know what Poised is doing. I have no idea on... I have no earthly clue why you'd be face checking mid here. Is it because you have confidence that you have a Guardian? How about you move over to B and assist the forward players with your stun, your ult, your flashes? I mean, you're literally clueless in a moment like this. Look at GMD. I mean, Jesus Christ, you don't have to play for literally every part of the map. This is total crap. A Proto has a fucking camera that sees into bottom mid. Like, dude, move. What are you doing? Somehow, someway, utility is going to be used in a regard like this, and Dapper's entry. So, Scuba's not TPing into the close left corner. Redux isn't going to satchel and clear anything. Everybody's like, yep, 7 was seen backside 40 seconds ago, so he has to be there. He grew roots, and he can't even move. So, 7's going to get 2 in this position. I mean, somehow, you know. Poised now in position to actually use his utility. Does it pretty well. GMD with a full containment. Now a 2v1. They're going to try to use the advantage here rather than let him play, forcing him out to the open, making him go back for the bomb. I like the decision here. TSM are going to win a thrifty. That keeps them alive and helps them convert this map. So now Oxygen are going to make the call that was pretty much an accident and that was on them. Alright boys, let's stop fucking around and let's win the game. Double Initiator all online. Redux is one off. Scuba's one off. If you get a kill, you know, you can make a play here. It seems like TSM are in some sort of anti-ult setup. They have a top mid trip and they have an up-down hold starting an elbow. They're kind of like sitting and waiting for Oxygen to come to them. So the mid scaling is going to come out here with Dapper working B main. Verno's holding utilities in case he needs to, you know, stop people from pushing. The shift walk up mid is happening here. A late trip from a Proto. I mean, God knows how that's possible. I have no idea how you're that late to your setup. Double satchel comes through with the breach ult. There's no follow-up. I mean, what's the fear factor here? You know, if you're scared of him re-peeking, maybe just like throw a nade and go forward. You know, as you can see here, you know, Verno has his entire kit to enable you. You know, he could throw flashes onto this little X here where it won't blind Redux. He could be doing a target fault line onto 7. Just keep going forward or your timing is going to get missed. So the fault line who hits someone isn't going to do anything. Redux throws a nade for, I don't know what position that went to. Okay, Mitch is throwing a knife for close market. I mean, the scaling is just horrendous. So now they audible to go to spawn.
The
Okay.
reinforcements are coming in, but
Looks
the
like
Sim
they
attack is already
contacted through that
extended.
smoke. They didn't even flash. Mitch hasn't even used his ult here.
Up into
He's
Boba.
just dying with it.
Anchoring there in B main, though.
Okay.
That was a big deal.
Trader 2 come in. 7 fighting a 1 HP player, and then he's going to aggressively commit onto the ult here. Hey, Proto cleans up Scuba. What just even happened? Why? So here should have been the game again. TSM fumble a little bit. They're going to go for an aggro B main play with the Neon ult. Let's watch kind of like the scaling and the timing of this. So they're going to burst through instantly. Get ready to break the trip here. Okay, Scuba's going to TP into sight. Understand that this was retake. And I like this call to slow down, right? They know that TSM is through B. They know that this is the retake site. They're going to leverage this information. So Scuba's going to turn around and he's going to go look for a container. He's going to go see if someone walked out mid or B. And they're going to sit on A and they're going to hold for a re-aggro. The reason they don't want to run into the bomb site right now is because the flood is going to happen, right? So the moment that they even get in, there's trips to deal with that they know since they saw the cipher. And they know that people are going to be flooding over. They can wait out Sim's Neon ult, okay, and they can make a decision later, which is a great call. Watch Scuba just slowly inch around the map and just clear it all out. He's unironically going to shift walk out B and actually get in. He's going to kill Sim, who was the original aggressive player. And the decision here is really, really confusing to me. I mean, I have no idea what Oxygen's saying here. I don't know what their goal is. You're telling me that you have an Omen, shift walked out into B who gets a kill onto a Neon, okay? He can drop a smoke somewhere. He can blind something to sell, like, you know, you're going B, you know, whatever that might be. You know, he doesn't have a, you know, ult anymore to, you know, reposition anywhere or get back to you guys. But, I mean, anything other than nothing. So, you know, that's an option. And when he does that, you can listen for the rotates on A. But what do? We throw a knife on A, revealing that we're still there with 30 seconds left. Scuba now sees this, and in my opinion, that's what influences this peak. He's just fucked. He doesn't even know what to do anymore. So he just walks out into the open and gets caught off. And now, with 25 seconds, there's still 3 people towards A. A Bucky, 2 trips, okay, breach utility. I mean, this is an easy round win almost, okay. 7 gets flushed out by the drill. Good utility here from Verno. Mitch is getting killed here. Trades go through. And a kind of uncharacteristic approach from a Proto is the main reason that Oxygen are going to win this. He kind of just sits here and spams his deagle and doesn't even really like attempt to clutch it. But at the end of the day, should have been a round loss, man. I mean, they aren't looking good. After a failed top mid split, Mitch is in a position where he's going to get a 3K and be able to use his no command, okay? 4v2 situation, overtime. Mitch is going to want to trade guns here with Redux, so Redux can lead with the rifle while he plays with the operator here. He throws 1 flash, the call comes through. Dapper is going through with the flash. The smoke is fading, and 7 is Yuki aiming you. He's just doing his aim clan thing, and he's just fragging out. Okay, and in this time, GMD is also going to win the 1 on Verno. Okay, I will say that it's unfortunate that the smoke dropped. You know, this isn't like the worst round that I've like ever seen. But my real problem is just like what happened in this setting. Is Mitch not calling that Redux has an op? Is Redux squealing right now? Yo, give me a gun, give me a gun. I want to go out, right? And like the flash is being thrown and Mitch trying to lead. So in that time, Dapper's going out. You know, Dapper has eyes. I'm sure that he can see that Mitch didn't go with that. I don't understand how the communication isn't concise there. So he's dying for free. Then the smoke fades. They're getting doubled up. And they're losing a 4v2 in overtime. A literal Ascension favorite. A lot of people do struggle with this map and understanding how to deal with the B post plant. The bomb is usually going to be planted in a position right on this X where you can spam through smokes and basically stop the defuse from ever happening, okay? A way to combat this is the flank. The flanker doesn't even really need to get kills, he can just cause chaos. So if you remember, it's something that Dapper failed to do. We're going to watch GMD do it in this situation, okay? So he's going to stay here, he's going to clear the close angles, he's going to break the trip, he's going to throw the blind on good timing, and he's going to get ready to play. So now in that time, when they're fighting, his teammates can speed up and start, you know, isolating like the other players who aren't right on front of him. So basically a perfectly played retake here from TSM are going to give them a chance to take this map away from Oxygen, their pick of Sunset. You know, incredible scenes. Okay, so a lot on the screen here. Let's just start with the composition choice. Okay, so TSM is running a deadlock without Viper. I personally believe that this is a terrible comp. I don't understand how they keep winning with it. This is just a really confident map for TSM. I've seen GMD pop off twice now. Okay, Poise is going to pop off this game. I've seen 7 pop off a couple times in this map. I think they just really like it. Again, I don't really think that their comp is like too hard to deal with, or people are getting caught off by it. It really isn't that good in my opinion. But I mean, this is like a work of art. Okay, so we're running a solo fade Brimoman. Brimoman recently popularized by EG. I actually really like this comp with the double smokes. You can one-way the teleporters from stopping crunches from happening. And there's a bunch of other good one-ways you can do to deny information or, you know, make setups, right? Things like that. My real issue is this. Okay. I mean, I've been playing this game since it came out. When this guy was playing the game when he was 13, 14, 15, the entire joke about it was he wasn't old enough to compete. He's that good. Everybody wants a shot at him. They want to try him out, test him, you know, see how it goes when he turns 16, and he's on Brimstone. So in the qualifying match, okay, you know, win or go home. You know what I mean? Sorry, not qualifying. Win or go home right here, right now. Redux is on Brimstone. I'll never understand it. I'll never be able to get it. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't really care that he's open to it, to be honest with you. I think an adjustment to this comp should have been Scuba on Brim, Dapper on Viper, Mitch on Sky. Verno could stay Yoru and just let Redux play Raze, right? Run a little double duelist, little proactivity, you know what I mean? I think that they were really limited by this composition watching these rounds. The next round, or the next thing we're going to see here is them stick to this script. They were really like operating off of a script this game. Something I don't get is how a player is 3 out of 8 on his ult and another player is 0 out of 7. Why are we going to farm orbs on the guy who's 0 out of 7? Shouldn't we do it on the Deadlock who's 2 out of 7? Shouldn't we do it on the Brim who's 3 out of 8? Wouldn't that make more sense in this setting? I don't know. That's just me. So, Orb Control is going to come in here. Verno's going to be the one to grab it. He's going to back up. So Redux is further away from his ult. You know, I'm not really sure. Anti-TP Crunch comes out here. Verno's going to get over here, and he's going to get ready to farm the next orb. So Redux could be 5 out of 8 right now. Okay, Dapper could be 4 out of 7 right now. I just don't really understand the point of doing this. You know, what's the point of sticking to the script? Is the Yoru ult the thing that we desperately need? Why can't it be onto another ult? I don't get it. So Verno has now pulled out of Shower, and he's gotten his 3rd orb in 2 rounds. So, you know, again, Redux could literally be 1 off of his ult right now, but whatever. I'll stop bitching about it. My problem with TSM is that they don't really have, like, convincing game plans. I did like their approach on Sunset with their anti-B main post-plant thing where someone was always flanking. I thought that was, like, a really good adjustment. But, you know, between Sim, 7, GMD, you know, one of those guys is, like, popping off and, like, dragging them across the finish line. So, number 1, I'm going to need to see that, you know, for them to qualify. And number 2, you know, if it's not there, you know, I'm not going to be really surprised, like, if they lose. They're a really emotional team. I feel like if they have a lot of confidence and they're having fun, they could pretty much beat anybody. But that isn't the case all the time. And we're going to kind of see that from Sim here. You know, what I would ask him is, you know, what the fuck is he doing? He's walking down short by himself 20 seconds into a round against a bonus, and he's, like, getting caught off. So, you know, that wasn't good. What's going to happen now is Oxygen are going to be able to get into a post plant here, and they're going to be able to close out this round, you know, keeping a couple people alive to start bolstering their economy. And the last thing you want to do is give Oxygen room to, you know, attack and just, like, you know, play out this half in the big advantage economy and ult-wise. It's really hard to deal with. So TSM really needs to just, like, lock in. Ladies and gentlemen, we're now going to watch an all-time round. 4 ults online, Dapper 1 off. Okay. 2 kind of like shabby rounds from Oxygen. Pretty good call from TSM. Good execution here. We're bot down to 0. Okay, we're investing to win this round with our ultimates to continue to, you know, play well on our attack. There was some sort of like EMP grenade that went off in the TeamSpeak that they were using because everybody stopped talking this round. So we're gonna fake like a hook a split, okay, with like our like Yoru here. You know, Verno has eyes. He also has ears. You know, just about everybody else on planet Earth. He sees that a wolf is coming out. Okay, the Trailblazer sees that no one is following. GMD is now wide swinging with it and sees that no one is following. They're going to break the dart. No one is following. Another flash comes out. GMD is now going to take space and sit behind this box. So I guess what this was supposed to be was to bait the TP crunch to come out, right? And these guys can backstab them up short. I don't know where the protocol is. I don't know where like the second option in this strat is. VENMO has now teleported into elbow. Okay, no one's comboed an ult. No one's taken any space. So now we're all just confused as fuck.
Oh, proactive from GMD.
We're gonna shift walk back to B here.
They know that they might have to give
GMD
up
again makes a really good play, getting the spot poised baits from a little bit there, and now he's just not even gonna get cleared. So it's that second time I believe I've seen that in this series where two people are just standing on top of each other. It's like they're tethered together. Okay. Now we're gonna watch the third time over here. So VENMO again just chilling.
Oh,
Just sitting in an octagon.
With a stinger on that B side.
Dapper gets a trade, now has his ult. Tethered together, just chained together. Kai Cenat, I show speed. Like, there were 4 ults online this round with a full investment, intentionally playing to win. And like, the way that we communicated and the way that we just did anything was just abysmal. What happened to this team? So back to Mr. Dapper. Sim has now walked out with an operator.
After that previous round,
I mean, Dapper's shooting. I don't know if he's baiting for Scuba, who is now like looked the other way. I don't see any bullets like going through this wall. Sim hasn't taken what is he shooting at? What was that, 3-4 shots? He didn't even deal any damage. Where was he shooting? He's just like, over here! Over here! And just gets his head ripped off, and Sim just gets away scotch. I mean, what the hell's happening? And I didn't mean to cut that clip a little early there. I forgot that this was the round to go over it. But this is what I mean about this like team really not convincing me anything. This team is never actually in the man advantage. It doesn't actually matter, what the scoreboard says or, who's alive. Everybody here is just looking to make a play nonstop, and there's no discipline whatsoever. So this is a good example of that, right? 5v4, turn 5v3. Okay, they need to plant the bomb. They're pretty much fucked here. We have a full containment with Sim's operator. GMD peeks for what? Fun? Yeah, whatever. TSM 7 out in the open, peeking for what? Fun. Hey, Proto, pooping his pants back sight. And then you have a hero, and boys stepping up here. So, being a little unfair to a Proto there. Unfortunately, he was the last guy to peek there, but, the same page action. GMD cannot be peeking U-Haul. He needs to come back out of U-Haul and get to this back truck position. And then you have a guy triple, and then you have a guy hell. So, with these X's, that's a pretty good setup, right? You have 3 people to work off of. They do need to plant the bomb, and if they need to extend it to back site, they have to fight 3 people. Sounds good to me. They need to really lock in that. After convincingly losing the pistol without even getting the bomb down, they did get the bomb down, excuse me, so they got a little extra money there, and they're going to end up forcing. I love this call from TSM. I respect it. We're going to watch Dapper, who is, again, going like 8-30 on a map somehow. I don't know how. In the regular season, the stage 1 and the stage 2, he was underperforming, but these first couple playoff games, I'm not gonna lie, he's been pretty much lights out. I'm seeing him in the 22-25 kill conversation. He's fragging out, he's clutching. Today, after this M80 loss, I don't know what happened. I mean, he had some sort of vision, he stepped on some sort of burial ground. I don't actually know. Okay, so let's watch, again, the not working together portion of Oxygen on B. It just really isn't like looking good. So a big investment here from TSM, forcing down after the bomb plant, right? Dapper's gonna be pressured a little bit here with the judge. It's kind of obvious that this is bait. He's sitting here with a shotgun. Scuba still has his line. They're just sitting and waiting. Everybody's content with what's going on right now. Flash is gonna come through in a second here, and they're gonna push Scuba off this line. He still doesn't really know that they have forced, so he's just playing with respect right now, and he's just going to want to back up. Dapper, still sitting there with a shotgun. A big detail is that a Sky Flash has been used on Scuba, right? But it also is used on Dapper. So he needs to kind of understand that either someone is sitting out here waiting for him that he can just ignore by using his barrier mesh, right? Or he can start maybe going back to play with his site partner. Scuba is going to make the decision to smoke here when the wolf is coming out. He's going to take his paranoia out, and he's going to throw it. So Sim, who is stunned, blind, Dapper, who is throwing a net with a shotgun, is then going to go cower in hookah and let Scuba get massacred. And he's just going to sit here behind his wall, just cowering. This is totally unacceptable. Let's go back and let's look at the util sequencing on the map. You know, I'm sure people thinking right now, you know, this stupid fat fuck is, you know, just flaming Dapper, a Masters winner, because he had a shotgun. And, you know, you can't use a shotgun at range. Understand the context clues, motherfucker. Again, paranoia coming out here, hitting all players in that line. Hey, I have a window of opportunity. I'm throwing my net and I'm literally b-hopping out in the open, getting as close as I can so my teammates can flood. I'm contesting the choke point. I'm not letting them get into the bomb site and infest, okay? And get to the easy part of the round. No, no, no. You know what I mean? I don't want that to happen. Hasn't even come out of the smoke. He's not even on the box, like trying to like make a play. He's sitting there trying to spam off sound. He does a good 48 damage there. And again, just sitting there, just doing nothing. The wall spawn is good. They're sitting here waiting for the elbow push.
No one is trying to flank him.
He has a barrier mesh and a sensor for himself. That's really it. Elbow's not even cleared. Outlaw online. Clone comes through. GMD with the timing here. Great patience out shooting the clone. He's good for 1.5. Dapper with the judge, trying to hold. Gets killed using his Glock. And now a force round win to close out this map. And this is kind of what I mean about like limiting your star, you know what I mean? Like this guy's just rotting, just like doing a job. You know, he's not fighting, he's not really getting involved. And I think he's getting antsy. You know, I'm sure he has a bunch of reps and they're confident running this comp, which I respect. But at the end of the day, again, it's just like limiting. You know what I mean? He's kind of like autopiloting here and this is just pretty unacceptable. So there's an aggro sensor on the wall to contest showers. You know, no one can really get through here. He's going to jump spot, see nothing. He's going to jump spot, see nothing. And he's going to do it a third time. I mean, third time's the charm! You know what I mean? Instantly going to die. You know, huge gap is now open. You know, Redux, he just can't be doing this stuff, man. Just give him an off. Again, going to shit on TSM here for not really, you know, like earning this win. Yes, they did good today. You know, there were a couple people who popped off, but at the end of the day, this was way more on an oxygen fuck up than them actually converting this. So watch kind of like the trigger happy stuff here, okay? Big round to win. They want to use their ults, I understand. Mitch is going to angle out here and get a first blood onto 7, who's getting ready to peek this angle. He's going to drop his ult. Poise is going to use his ult, right? Which I don't really like fully care about. You know, he ripped it basically on the same timing. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. The problem that I have is now he's getting nervous and kit dumping. So he used his last flash that got no ping, and he isn't chasing the cabbages, right? Like they aren't really like following it up. He's like solo jumping up by himself, hiding in the smoke. Okay, Scuba's playing in his omen smoke. Once the Roomba comes out, he's going to back up. I guess this is going to inspire him to rocket. So he's going to get barrel stuffed and killed here. So we've used 2 ults in the 4v5. You know, now we're in the 3v5. You know, you just got to be able to be patient here if you're TSM. If you get a kill to get back in the round, or you have like a way better timing to do so, sure, I'm all for it. But you're up 9-7. You know what I mean? You gotta like consider like this lead and understand that these guys are the ones who need to work really hard. You know, you don't need to stoop to their level and give them opportunities to get back in the game. All right, man, show us what you got. Shower hold, 7-13 brim, 9-14 deadlock. You know, there isn't really a lot of shooting going on here. You know, let's see how they're going to play it. Aggro sensor goes up, smoke lands, anti-flash. Dapper's not in a position to shoot his gun, which is totally fine. You have one of the most broken abilities in the game, if not the most broken. Okay, this stupid crash grenade, this stupid net. Okay, be in a spot where you can throw it. Support Redux. Okay, support Redux. You are a drone. Support Redux. He is the future. Support Redux. This is what's going through your head. Okay, Redux takes his time and punished the stun player. Dapper is then going to wide swing, okay, before, you know, Redux is even ready. And again, this is the thing again with him. You know, he's kind of like fumbling over his kit here. He's kind of like pressing buttons because he has them. This is more of like a jet dash or like satchel thing that I feel like he's trying to do. Dapper's naturally going to go 0 for 1. And then Redux doesn't even have his gun out by the time that he swings. So again, a shower fight where no nade was used, no molly was used. Okay, it's just unacceptable. It really is. It's just unacceptable. A little bit of a cheesy play here. Sim is actually going to get walled in with the barrier mesh, and he's going to peek on timing of sound or when people are breaking it. And he's going to be able to get an insane 2K there. So now in the 5v2 situation here, by the way, here we go with TSM throwing. Again, they just feel like it, right? They were up 5v2 a second ago, okay, before Scuba gets that kill. Watch how fast it falls around for TSM. I don't understand how it happens so often, but it does. Sim now dead. GMD now dead.
Right, late
Scuba with
reflex
a little
still
bit of a
relevant.
sound
Scuba is
bait.
looking for it.
Really great sense here. Catches poised off, instantly ults. Yo, I'm gonna find him. Wait. He's an elbow. I'm gonna smoke him. Okay, this is just totally unacceptable. The fact that they don't expect him to be out here. Redux playing with his molly in his hand, doesn't even throw a good one. Scuba's just jumping out like it's not possible for him to be out. You know what I mean? This is literally the only play that this guy can make right now. Maybe they're under the impression that he's going to intentionally play to like use his ult, you know, use his like mosh if they know that he has it to stall the bomb. But I feel like they have enough time to actually just like chill out and like slow that down. So getting caught off there is bad. Redux dropped into the 1v1 against him, and Seven's going to close. Whether anybody wants to say anything about this guy, Seven has been ice cold in these clutches. He won't stop winning them. So I want to re-update everybody here who's, you know, at this point in the video that, again, it really isn't personal. I don't think Dapper's a bad player. I know that he's a good player. I just think it is, again, fascinating and really, really rare that a situation like this is happening where, again, a Masters winner, an international tournament winner, is going 17 and 39 minus 22 with 70 ADR, okay? And this isn't like the top team in challengers. Absolutely, they're, you know, not bad. They're decent. But 0.6 rating out of you, brother. I mean, holy shit, somebody, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to clip farm just yet. But, you know, just take a look at the performance here. You know, Dapper's coming across the board with 3 2Ks and a 1v1 win. So, again, extremely quiet. This guy was walking ult orb. It was a really, really hard game for him. Sunset, he ends at 8 and 20. Bind, he ends at 9 and 18. And again, in these other games, he's rising to the occasion. I mean, just like take a look at these two here. So, you know, against M80, he's having a good, you know, he's got 50 kills in 3 maps. Against Dark Zero, okay, he's not doing bad. He's got 40 kills in 2 maps. He's fragging out. He's doing really good. But somehow, some way, he just couldn't escape like some of these some of these like performances that he had. Okay, we have a game here where am I looking for? The split one. 7 and 19.5 rating. Okay. Bind 3 and 16.5 rating. I don't know how it kept happening, but it did. Okay. It's a problem, and it's just something that needed to be addressed, like in this video. Verno played well as always. Scuba played well as always. I feel like Mitch was doing good in the fragging department, but today was a day where he needed to kind of like step up in the like the IGL and like the microwing. I didn't really see that from him. Redux, I can't like fully blame. I think he did a pretty good job on Sunset, even though he finished negative. His first death department was like really bad, but it ended up just being more of like a TSM thing that was kind of like catching him off, and he was just getting shit on. And he kept making like the wrong decision, where he was opping, you know, he was kind of being sent to his death with this like outlaw bullshit. He wasn't really enabled. And then on Bind, he's playing Brimstone. You know what I mean? I know that he can play the agent. You know, he's up there as the easiest agent to play in the game with like Sage and Killjoy. But at the end of the day, we need this guy on the raze, bruh. Like 100%. And I don't really understand the synergy of the deadlock as well. You know what I mean? Where does this really like fit in? You know, there is no like tether nade combo, right? So you have 2 tethers, you know, no nade or like damaging ability like on the ground that can actually kill people other than like the Brim ult. You know, which is still fair. You know, you can even fit the molly in there sometimes too. But at the end of the day, just take a look at these maps. Sim with 27, okay? GMD with 23. And we'll go back and we'll look at their past binds as well to see how they're winning this map. Again, it's not like some convincing thing for me with the composition outplaying the enemy. Okay, GMD 21 and 8. Okay, here we go again. Bind, who's up here? 7, 23 and 10. Just can't stop getting first kills. So I do think that it's going to stop eventually. I just don't know when. I think this team can go all the way if they keep playing like this and playing with confidence. Hats off to TSM for upsetting here. You know, at the end of the day, you know, whoever comes to play wins. You know, this is tournament Valorant. This is, you know, whoever wins goes on and whoever loses goes home. Actually going to end this season, you know, unfortunately with their heads hung. They were really in peak form for a while. All of stage 2, the mid-season cup. But at the end of the day, it's not about how you start, it's how you finish. But I'm happy that this was the first Challengers match that we got to cover. It was a really interesting match and, you know, a really surprising outcome for me. I hope everybody enjoyed watching. Hope you learned something. If you guys are interested, I offer Valorant coaching. Join my Discord down below and check it out. If it's not something you want to spend money on, but you still want to get better at the game, you can watch my Twitch stream. I'm almost streaming every day. I'm putting in things like watch parties, pro 10-mans, Radiant Ranked, all things you can find there. Other than that, open the description, follow up all the socials down below. Again, I do appreciate everybody tuning in. Thank you for your time. I got more coming. Stay tuned. T-Dog out of here. Deuces.